Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamaadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namne Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradhaini Gaurakata Dhamdhaya Nagar Gram Tarni Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Paschat Deshtarne Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th Canto, Chapter 13, Text 10.
Mataji, I think we are starting from Canto 4, right? As we discussed yesterday, or
Yes.
okay.
But today, we'll just finish it, I guess. And then we decided that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be Bhagavatam, and Thursday, Friday will be, and Saturday will be Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay, Mataji.
Idam Bhagavata Purvam Brahmane Nabipankaje Sthitaya Bhavabhitaya Karunyat Samprakashitam. It was to Lord Brahma that the Supreme Personality of God had first revealed the Srimad Bhagavatam in full. At that time, we did this. Text 11 to 12. Adi Madhyavasaneshu Vairagyakhyana Samyutam Harilila Kata Vrata Mritan Mritanandita Satsuram Sarva Vedanta Saram Yad Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam Vastva Advitiyam Tannishtam Kaivalyayaika Prayojanam. From the beginning to the end, the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life, as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while non-different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. Purport. Vairagya, renunciation, means giving up everything that has no relation with the absolute truth. Saintly devotees and demigods are enthused by the nectar of the Lord's spiritual pastimes, which are the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge elaborately negates the ultimate reality of material things by emphasizing their temporary, fleeting existence. The ultimate goal is Vastu, the factual substance, which is Advitiyam, one without a second. That unique absolute truth is a transcendental person, far beyond the mundane categories and characteristics of personality found in our pale material world. Thus, the ultimate goal of Srimad Bhagavatam is to train the sincere reader in love of Godhead. Lord Krishna is supremely lovable because of his eternal transcendental qualities. The beauty of this world is a dim reflection of the unlimited beauty of the Lord. Without a compromise, Srimad Bhagavatam persistently declares the glories of the absolute truth and is therefore the supreme spiritual literature, awarding a full taste of the nectar of love of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. So today being and disappearance day of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who's actually the Vedavyas in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and who wrote the Chaitanya Bhagavata. So he has only written Srimad Bhagavatam also, and we take shelter of him and seek his complete mercy and blessings upon us. And we are so grateful to him for writing the Srimad Bhagavatam for us, by which we can know what is the absolute truth, what should we meditate on, what should be the purpose of our life. And the Srimad Bhagavatam, from the beginning to the end, full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life, as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. So it was our culture. This was the Vedic culture, that in the temples, especially in Vishnu temples, all the villagers, after finishing, and town people, then they would go there and sit and listen to Bhagavata Katha every day. Always there were so many sadhus visiting people who would give this Katha. And so by listening to that, automatically their consciousness became elevated. This is what happened when we listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. Those days, the temple means there were always Harikatha, always bhajanas. Now, where do we listen? Any temple you go, nothing is happening. Simply people go there, see the Lord. Okay, they get some archana, they get some prasad and come back. That's all. So, but this was part of the thing, and Prabhupada really revived it through ISKCON. Of course, the Gaudiya Sampradaya is like that, but in the modern times, for the whole world, Prabhupada made a strict rule that this has to happen in our temples. No sound at all, and you just go see the Lord and come away. But if you listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, then that encourage renunciation of material life. Renunciation means in our mind, we are not meditating on all material things. We're satisfied just to maintain the body, live a proper, nice, comfortable life, so that the real thing is to become attracted to Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes. And that is what gives ecstasy to saintly devotees and the demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because its subject matter is the absolute truth. That is the only thing which Vedavyas had not written first. That absolute truth is a person, and devotion to him is the only goal in life. Of course, he had mentioned the Lord's pastimes, mixed bhakti, he had mentioned in other Puranas. But Bhagavatam, from the very first verse, it tells us about the supreme absolute truth, and how it describes everything about him and what is our relationship to him. So that is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy, because Vedanta takes us from a very materialistic, attached to sense gratification. From that state, it keeps on elevating us, takes us to the level of, from negative attachment to spiritual life, it takes us to zero attachment to material life. And then Srimad Bhagavatam is what makes us positively attached to spiritual life. And because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while non-different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. So only in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is the focus and Krishna's incarnations. In all other Puranas, Vishnu is also there. But then, different Puranas says this is the Another person, Shiva is the supreme, Kartikeya is supreme, like that. It's for different levels of, people who are progressing in spiritual life. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam, Vairagya means giving up everything that has no relation with the absolute truth. Naturally, we become attached to reality. Then how can something which is unreal give any taste anymore? Because it's all temporary, fleeting existence. The ultimate goal is vastu, factual substance, which is advitiyam, one without a second. You'll never find it anywhere. Nothing else can satisfy the soul but knowledge and love for the supreme absolute truth. We're part and parcel of that absolute truth, and nothing can replace that. That unique absolute truth is a transcendental person, far beyond the mundane categories and characteristics of personality found in our pale material world. We start running after, we are used to having loving relationships. The soul is hankering for that. And in the material world, we think we don't know, we can't see the absolute truth. So we're trying to form relationships in the material world, thinking that it will satisfy us. People get attached to someone and think that, oh, this is my life and my everything. And then definitely, at least they'll be disappointed that it's not forever, it's not permanent, never satisfied. And so that is the vastu, is a transcendental person far beyond the mundane categories and characteristics of personality found in our pale material world. Annamacharya, the Telugu saint, he has written one song. If somebody knows, you please say that song. Manuju, which M.S. Subbulakshmi is also sung in the Annamacharya songs. Manuju dai kutti, Manujuni sevinti, Anudinam Murudukka Mantram. Anybody knows that? So the line means that all my life I'm just running after human beings. I've been, trying to be this thing. Anudina Murudukka, and because of that, every day I'm so unhappy, running after human beings, trying to form relationships without Krishna. Not that we are not like Mayavadis or Gyanis, yogis. We don't abandon people and go away alone. But our relationship should be rooted through Krishna. We are running after Krishna, and we see everyone as part and parcels and of Krishna, and arranged. Everything is arranged by Krishna. So when we see the connection between people and Krishna, then it's fine. It is not Maya. But when we see people and we want to have relationships separate from Krishna, then that is completely Maya, and it only gives us misery. That's the ultimate goal of Srimad Bhagavatam, is to train the sincere reader in the love of Godhead. Lord Krishna is supremely lovable because of his eternal transcendental qualities. Because we don't know his qualities, how deep he is, how very sensitive, how very loving, and all his gestures, everything very, very pleasing to the heart, right? Very deep, so deep that people can keep on meditating on Krishna eternally, and still they're not satisfied. Still they think, oh, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? That much satisfaction that you're never satisfied. You want more and more of Krishna. And he's so beautiful that the beauty of this world, the world is beautiful only because its creator, it's that supremely beautiful Krishna. Nobody or nothing can defeat Krishna's beauty without compromise. So we are running after, those who are not devotees. They're looking for beauty. They're looking for satisfaction. They're going to different places. Nothing can satisfy. What is so beautiful? Okay, some place is very beautiful. But then one who's become a devotee, all these external beauty will not satisfy. What is the big deal? You see it for some time, okay, this is nothing. Because we are running after Krishna, who's all attractive. And once we, have a little bit of that that taste of Krishna consciousness, devotees don't want to go sightseeing and all too much, even if they visit, okay, some major landmark places where you see, that's all. Not like this tourists, every nook and corner they want to see of a place. We go to temples where Krishna is also associated with. So that only satisfies, and that is how our culture was. More than even palaces, we have so many temples. Every state has got unlimited temples. That is what was our consciousness. And what was our tourism? Only going on pilgrimage. There was no going to let's go to the hill station and have fun. That is all later. When British came, they would all go in the because the summer season when it's very hot in the plains, then they would send their families to hill stations and cool places because they are just living a very external life, only uh, you know getting pleasure out of the external energy of Krishna. But Indian culture was different. We never did all those things. We only went, all temples were on top of hills. So if you want a cool place, go to Tirupati and stay there for a month and worship the Lord. And they didn't understand, and they kept on condemning our religion. And Indians also had fallen so much, so materialistic they'd become, that they started running after them. And also because they looted us, or we were so poor, made us poor, and then we lost our self-confidence and all that. Lack of God consciousness. That's what. We started having inferiority complex. And they, because they did not understand the depth of our culture, and they thought we're all primitive people. That's what they thought. Look at their understanding. And so they can't even understand one verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, how great it is. And that's why it has to be reintroduced in all the colleges. Just imagine how wonderful all the youth, they'll become very blissful, happy, carefree, without all these anxieties about what's going to happen in the future. Will I get the job? Will I get that money? And I have to go here and there and make money and show off. And and what will other people say? Who cares? Just live your life, live it for Krishna, and be happy. Whatever comes naturally by His mercy, be happy. That's it. Then imagine all of them will be blissful, and we can completely reverse this trend of the mindset of the people. Simply running after something and pushing your children also, making their life miserable. All that can be completely reversed if Srimad Bhagavatam is introduced in the colleges. Praustapadhyam Paurnamasyam Hemasimha Samanvitam Dadati Yo Bhagavatam Sayati Paramam Gatim. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. One should place Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne because it's the king of all literature. On the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, the sun, which is compared to the king of literatures, is present in the constellation Leo and looks as if raised up on a royal throne. According to astrology, the sun is said to be exalted in the sign of Leo. Thus, one may unreservedly worship Srimad Bhagavatam, the supreme divine scripture. So, the month of Bhadra, when is it coming? July. When do we give the Srimad Bhagavatam as a gift? Which month is it? Anyone remembers?
Must it be mostly August or September, after Shravan Mas, Mataji?
So
August, September around.
Okay. So see here it says, if on the full, at least we can give the first
Guru Maharaj
canto.
always recommends this, Mataji. Bhadra Purnima. Always he recommends to give this Bhagavatam sets.
Yeah. Bhagavatam says those who can afford, you can give. But at least the first canto we can get and donate to so many people. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. So wonderful. Now, this year we should do, I mean, we were doing, but just not so much focused. But everybody can give donation, Srimad Bhagavatam.
This year it's coming in September, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Rajante tavad anyani Puranani satham gane yavad bhagavatam naiva shruyate amritasagaram. All of the Puranic scriptures shine forth in the assembly of saintly devotees only as long as the great ocean of nectar, Srimad Bhagavatam, is not heard. Other Vedic literatures and other scriptures of the world remain prominent until the Srimad Bhagavatam is duly heard and understood. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ocean of nectar and the supreme literature. By faithful hearing, recitation, and distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam, the world will be sanctified and other inferior literatures will fade to minor status. So we are distributing Bhagavad Gita. We should also distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. And especially in colleges and all that, maybe we should do that also. So they're saying that all of the literature can shine forth only till Srimad Bhagavatam comes. And then Bhagavatam comes, it overshadows everything else. Ocean of nectar and supreme literature. Then all inferior literatures will fade to minor status. How much is a copy of first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam? Of course, first canto is a little difficult. When people start reading the first 3 verses, they think, oh, this is too philosophical. So maybe we should give, for a taste of Srimad Bhagavatam, we should give 7th canto or, 3rd canto, which are the, Gajendra Moksha, 8, like that. So that it's full of pastimes, or Ajamila, which is 6th, no, Ajamila.
Yes,
So like
Hare
maybe.
Krishna Mata. Hare Krishna Mata Danda Pranam. Sorry to interrupt you. This
Yes,
thing, actually, Srimad Bhagavatam, no? It will come as a full set, Mata, complete set. Separate Srimad Bhagavatams we cannot give, Mata.
Okay, yeah, that is correct. But only first canto they are selling separately in the temples, isn't it?
Yes, Mata, yes.
So
But
that
they sell the second canto also.
Okay.
Individually
So
on
first
canto.
Oh, okay. Because that we have to read now for initiation and all that. Some people may not be able to afford to buy the whole set. That's why they're selling it separately also. So that we can distribute. Maybe we can even reduce the cost. How much is the cost of first canto?
I think the price has increased.
How much?
350 or 450, something like that.
No, Mata. Actually,
Around 650, Mataji. 650.
yes, Mata.
now
650, 700.
English? Yes.
Yes,
Mata.
Mataji. Almost
Telugu?
all languages are same cost. Same cost, Mataji.
Oh.
50 rupees here and there.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we have to. Maybe we can get it subsidized, just like people donate for Bhagavad Gita. We can get sponsors for Srimad Bhagavatam also and distribute to especially the youth. If they start reading Srimad Bhagavatam, it'll be fantastic. And only very few will buy initially, but it'll be worth it if they read and then they change, or at least the youth who come to our temples, I mean, to our Bhakti Vrikshas and all that programs, then we can make them buy. We should promote Srimad Bhagavatam. Or at least, Srimad Bhagavatam, which comes for new people, yes, we can give. That's right. This abridged Srimad Bhagavatam, the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, abridged and written without the verses and all that, but just in the story form. I mean, written by what's his name, Purna Prajna, that costs how much? That's not much. I think 500 rupees or something, or I don't know. That's the entire Bhagavatam. Maybe that we can sell to all the youth because it's easy reading. It's not with so many, I mean, the purports also, but he has simplified it. Has anybody read that? Srimad Bhagavatam, the entire thing written by Purna Prajna. Maybe we should try that.
Krishna Club, Mataji.
Huh?
Devotees are using for Krishna Club also, that book, to tell the stories. And
Yeah, maybe we can distribute that, no? Then maybe people start reading. Once they read that and they get an idea about what is Srimad Bhagavatam, then we'll tell them buy the entire set or at least first 2 cantos and all that. They should know what is the worth of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Sri Bhagavatam Ishyate Tad Rasamrita Triptasya Nanyatra Syadrati Kvachit. Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. One who has felt satisfaction from its nectarian mellow will never be attracted to any other literature. That is a fact. Once we've read Srimad Bhagavatam, one who has felt a satisfaction from its nectarian mellow will never be attracted to any other literature because it's got all kinds of pastimes in it, very, very variegated, colorful, very interesting. So who would like, I mean, the other mundane literature is nothing compared to it, so dull and pale. Nimna ghanam yata ganga devanam achyuto yata vaishnavanam yata shambhu puranam idam tata. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, Shiva, the greatest of Vaishnavas, so Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So it is in that league. It's really the topmost. As topmost as Ganga is the best of all rivers, Lord Krishna, supreme among deities, Shambhu, Vaishnavanam, Yata Shambhu, and Srimad Bhagavatam, similarly, is the greatest of all Puranas. Puranas. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam Tachrinvan Supatan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuche Nara. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana. It is most dear to the Vaishnavas because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. This Bhagavatam reveals the means for becoming free from all material work together with the processes of transcendental knowledge, renunciation and devotion. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Purport. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is completely free of contamination by the modes of nature, it is endowed with extraordinary spiritual beauty and is therefore dear to the pure devotees of the Lord. The word Paramahamsyam indicates that even completely liberated souls are eager to hear and narrate Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are trying to be liberated should faithfully serve this literature by hearing and reciting it with faith and devotion. So it is the spotless Purana most dear to the Vaishnavas because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. Well, the Paramahamsas are like Hamsas, swans who will be satisfied only with pure devotional service to Krishna, Nothing else attracts them. And so it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. And it reveals the means for becoming free from all material birth. Actually, that is why people are very surprised. You are so young. I mean, they tell the youth who get attracted to Krishna consciousness. Young people who come to Krishna consciousness, they are in the youth. They're going to college and all that, and they think their parents are very disappointed. Oh, how you're wasting your youth. Why you're just going to ISKCON and simply, what do you get out of it? They can't understand why they're so attracted to spiritual life when you're very young. And the secret is Srimad Bhagavatam. It just goes into the heart and gives them so much happiness, so much love, everything nice that they are looking for, peace of mind, and complete answers to all their doubts and questions, and freedom from all anxiety, tension, relieves them in every way. And that's why it is such a miracle. And it's so happy to see youth being so attracted to Krishna. Become so, anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Kasmai yena vibhasito yam atulo jnana pradipa pura tadrupena cha naradaya munaye krishnaya tadrupena yogendraya tad atmanata bhagavat rataya karunyatas tachuddham vimalam vishokam amritam satyam param dhimahi. I meditate upon that pure and spotless, supreme, absolute truth, who is free from suffering and death, and who in the beginning personally revealed this incomparable torchlight of knowledge to Brahma. Brahma then spoke it to the sage Narada, who narrated it to Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Srila Vyasa revealed this Bhagavatam to the greatest of sages, Shukadeva Goswami, and Shukadeva mercifully spoke it to Maharaja Parikshit. The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam states, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate upon that supreme truth. And now at the conclusion of this magnificent transcendental literature, the same auspicious sounds are vibrated. The words Tat Rupena, Tad Rupina, and Tad Atmana in this verse clearly indicate that Lord Krishna himself originally spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to Brahma and then continued to speak this literature through the agency of Narada Muni, Dvaipayana Vyasa, Shukadeva Goswami, and other great sages. In other words, whenever saintly devotees vibrate Srimad Bhagavatam, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna himself is speaking the absolute truth through the agency of his pure representatives. Anyone who submissively hears this literature from the Lord's bona fide devotees transcends his conditioned state and becomes qualified to meditate upon the absolute truth and serve him. So, what an exalted status that is, what Paramahamsas do, to meditate upon the Lord and do everything as a service, as an offering of love for him. And Krishna himself has given this knowledge. So it is spotless. There is no, I mean, don't have to have doubts. Maybe it's not perfect, or maybe something else could be true. No, whatever is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam is absolute truth, and it's coming down. You can't say maybe somebody changed it in between. All perfect people have written it. Vedavyas, and then he spoke it to Shukadeva Goswami, and then to Parikshit Maharaj he spoke, and then Suta Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has come recently. So everything is intact, perfect, spotless. And so that is why Srimad Bhagavatam is, they've given such a special status that when somebody gives a lecture, he sits on the Vyasas and he should not speak any nonsense over there. Some mundane stuff, relative things, speculations and all is completely banned. You're supposed to simply repeat what is there or whatever explanation is based on the parampara. So such an exalted thing it is. Namastasmai Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sakshine ya idam kripaya kasmai vyacha chakshe mumukshave. We offer our obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vasudeva, the all-pervading witness, who mercifully explained the science to Brahma when he anxiously desired salvation. So when we really desire to get out of this material, this thing, illusion, then Krishna himself, for Brahma, he personally spoke. For others, he makes us come across this spiritual knowledge and be able to take it, even to understand it and to accept it and actually follow it. That's all Krishna's mercy. And so we are completely dependent only on Krishna's mercy for our progress. Yogindraya namastasmai Shukaya Brahmarupine Samsara Sarpadashtam Yo Vishnuratam Amumukchat. I offer my humble obeisances to Sri Shukadeva Goswami, the best of mystic sages and a personal manifestation of the absolute truth. He saved Maharaja Parikshit, who was bitten by the snake of material existence. Purport. Suta Goswami now offers obeisances to his own spiritual master, Shukadeva Goswami. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura clarifies that just as Arjuna was placed into material confusion so that Bhagavad Gita might be spoken, so King Parikshit, a pure liberated devotee of the Lord, was cursed to die so that Srimad Bhagavatam might be spoken. Actually, King Parikshit is Vishnu Ratha, eternally under the protection of the Lord. Shukadeva Goswami liberated the king from his so-called illusion to exhibit the merciful nature of a pure devotee and the enlightening effect of his association. And to the best of, so Shukadeva Goswami, Suta Goswami is paying his obeisances, showing his gratitude to his guru, Shukadeva Goswami, the best of mystic sages and a personal manifestation of the absolute truth. He's really very mystical because his birth and birth itself is very mystical. How he entered the womb of Vyasadev's wife is also very mystical. And as soon as he came as a 16-year-old boy and he went away, everything in his life is very, very mystical. How he learned the Bhagavatam and how actually there were no internet. I mean, there were no messages being sent that, oh, all great sages, Parikshit Maharaj is sitting there. Please, all of you come. I don't know how the message went, but many sages came there, and Shukadeva Goswami, who was just wandering everywhere, he also arrived at the right time. So it's all very mystical, arranged by Krishna. Bhave bhave yata bhakti padayostava jayate tata kurushva devesha natastvam no yata prabhu. O Lord of Lords, O Master, please grant us pure devotional service at your lotus feet, life after life. So begging the Lord, please grant us, not even that I want liberation. I don't mind, even if you want me, even if not qualified to be liberated, never mind. But give me pure devotional service at your lotus feet, life after life. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy names destroys all sinful reactions, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material suffering. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 12th canto, 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 12th canto was completed at Gainesville, Florida on Sunday, July 18th, 1982. End of the 12th canto. Conclusion. We offer our most respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of His Divine Grace Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotra Shata Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and by His mercy to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana, to Lord Chaitanya and his eternal associates, to Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and to the supreme transcendental literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. By the costless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we've been able to approach the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, Srila Sridhara Swami, and other great Vaishnava Acharyas. And by carefully studying their liberated commentaries, we have humbly tried to complete the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are the insignificant servants of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and by his mercy, we've been allowed to serve him through the presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's wonderful, finally paying homage to Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnava Acharyas, by whose mercy, by studying, Prabhupada also consulted all these Acharyas, when he was writing the purports, dictating the purports. He had for reference all these Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, Baldev Vidyabhushana, all their commentaries. And so Hridayananda Goswami Maharaj, Hridayananda Maharaj, he also consulted all those books, and when he wrote wonderful purports, and it is all in line, and we can see his mood, how he wrote it. He doesn't even say that he doesn't even say I Hridayananda wrote this, nothing. We the insignificant servants of our spiritual master. So he's just not even mentioning his name, and he's saying we the servants of Prabhupada have written it only and only to satisfy Prabhupada. And by his mercy, we've been allowed to serve him through the presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why, because he wrote it in that mood, simply as a service to Prabhupada, it's come out so beautifully. We don't feel, oh, this purport is different from, 9th canto up till then Prabhupada wrote. From 10th onwards, it's not Prabhupada, it's not so nice. We don't feel like that at all. We just feel, sometimes we forget that it's not Prabhupada who wrote that. It doesn't, because he's so surrendered to Prabhupada and is written in that mood of service to him. And that's why very, very satisfying. So we thank Hridayananda Goswami also for writing this beautiful purports for all the 10th, 11th and 12th cantos. We are indebted to everyone, Srila Prabhupada and all the previous acharyas. Yes?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Yeah, please accept my
Mataji, I
humble
want to share one thing. Hridayananda Maharaj, he came 3 times to our house, Mataji, when we were in US.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was 9th month, he came to our house, and he came with his 40 to 50 devotees, disciples. And I was in 9th month, Mataji, Devesh. So I cooked for them, and I served them. He was very happy, and he blessed Devesh and myself, Mataji.
Okay, very nice.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's very friendly. I've also met and spoken with him. Very nice, very simple person. For all the scholarliness, you might think, oh, he's a little aloof and all that. But he's not like that. Though they said that, one thing what happened was, we had gone to US at that time on a holiday. We were just gone, and Guru Maharaj was there in Atlanta. And we were doing Bhakti Vriksha. And so Guru Maharaj said, okay, because many of the GBCs, they didn't know what is this Bhakti Vriksha and all that. And Guru Maharaj was promoting it at that time. And many of them were not very convinced because it's completely a different kind of this thing. And then what happened? So Guru Maharaj said, okay, you speak to him, about Bhakti Vriksha, what you are doing and all that. So I got the opportunity to talk to him. And, and at the end of it, of course, he was refuting many things. He had a lot of questions and all, but then finally he was convinced and he said, you come and stay with us for 1 month and do Bhakti Vriksha. I had children and all, I couldn't do that. But the thing is that Guru Maharaj was very happy. He said, oh, Hridayananda agreed. He is normally very, very tough. But I don't know, maybe because it was disciples, God brothers' disciple, they will listen to this thing rather than your own god brothers, whatever it is, or Guru Maharaj's mercy. Somehow he was nice and he wanted, but afterwards now he is sort of a little. His preaching is something. What is it called? Krishna West. And what that Krishna West is, he's saying that, because for Westerners, this wearing all this dhoti and shika and all that is too much for new people who come. So in his temples, they wear kurta pajama like that. He's changed a few things for the sake, and that's a little controversial in ISKCON, little bit. But then Guru Maharaj still doesn't criticize him and all that. Because he is such an exalted Vaishnava. Sometimes some things may not be whatever, we don't know, but still, yeah, he is a great Vaishnava. Any questions, comments? So Guru Maharaj is now staying in an apartment, and hopefully he will recover soon. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Mataji, here is mentioned about Kashi is unexcelled among holy places, but we also know that Prayagraj, and then Vrindavan. So all the pilgrimage, all the dham, they give text to Prayagraj, but Vrindavan does not give any text to Prayagraj. So how do we understand in this context?
What, Vrindavan does not give any
text to any of the dham, so Prayagraj collects all the taxes, right, from all various pilgrimages and all the holy places, but Vrindavan is the topmost, so it does not give any text to any of the to Prayagraj, because Prayagraj collects tax on behalf of all, and so Vrindavan is the Krishna's so Golok Vrindavan we say, right? It's basically
No, he's just, they're just giving some analogies about how Ganga is the best of rivers, and what else? As the Supreme Lord Krishna is the topmost among all incarnations, and what else?
Lord Shiva is a Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu.
Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Like that, I mean, so in one sense, okay, maybe Vrindavan and all, Vishnu, among those holy places, there's no comparison. Naturally, Vrindavan, Mathura, they're all the topmost. But in one sense, I mean, Kashi is also considered, even Vaishnavas go there. Kashi is considered very, very holy. You can't mention all the dhams. So, because, yeah, Kashi, even Vaishnavas visit Kashi, isn't it?
Yes, Mother.
So it is, I mean, how many can you, it is considered very, very great. So just as an example.
Okay, Mother. Mahaprabhu also stayed there for some days, like maybe a month or something. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Even strict Vaishnavas go to Kashi. Even they are, yeah, they go there. I don't know why. And not only that, when they go to Kashi, they leave something which they like very much over there. Because my grandfather, grandmother and all, they'll say some fruit or this thing, they will not eat. Because when you go to Kashi, something which you like very much, you're supposed to give up. Oh, if I go to Kashi, then I'll have to give up mangoes. That will be a problem.
Some people leave what they don't like also, Mataji. I mean, not like,
That is
they leave
cheating.
very rarely also.
That is
I-
cheating now.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, we go for prayers. We pray for His Holiness Jaitak Swami's complete recovery, good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and also for him to get cured very fast, speedy recovery, and for protection from all diseases for his servants. Let us chant 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Then we pray for all Prabhupada disciples for their good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and for